time, once again, to take the trip to Sweden and one of karting's finest, most exciting and dramatic circuits in all of Europe. This is the Åsum Ring Kristianstad, host of the final round for this year's FIA Karting European Championships in OK and OK Junior, and the senior competition for the FIA Karting Academy Trophy. The battle lines are drawn as three drivers will emerge above the rest in their respective categories to bring to a close a season's hard work and take home the trophies every competitor in this paddock craves. Kristianstad is a favourite for both the drivers and the fans, with its unique mix of fast corners, wide overtaking spots and explosive entertainment. There's arguably no better place for a championship decider. It's a track known well by the drivers and the teams, hosting an FIA race for the OK categories for a third consecutive season. At the end of a long summer schedule, the competition is set to be fierce around a track which requires nothing less than 100% commitment. So let's get ready for the title deciders. This is the Åsum Ring. These are the mondokart.com FIA Karting European Championships. To get us up to speed here in Kristianstad, let's ride with Oliver Kinmark for a flying lap. Turn 1 is a flat right-hander, immediately flowing into the first chicane, right then left. The track then heads slightly downhill into Turn 4, a good place to make an overtake. The speed builds through the link of Turn 5 over a small jump for the OKs before hitting the brakes hard into the left-hand hairpin of Turn 6. Turn 7 offers a wide entry into this right-hander. Expect plenty of action here before the drivers hit the technical section. Another kick through Turn 8 propels the drivers into Turn 9 and the tight right-hander of Turn 10. The drivers then accelerate into Turn 11. Switchbacks are possible through Turns 12 and 13, as seen in previous FIA races at this track, before another chance to overtake, another wide entry into Turn 14. A burst of speed completes a lap here at Kristianstad, 14 corners over 1.2 kilometres of the Åsum Ring, one of the most popular driver circuits on the calendar.
I'm Michel Guignard from France and I'm steward for the FIA. I do this job for a long time now. It's something I like a lot because I met a lot of drivers, and after when they go to single-seater car, I'm really pleased to see them and to speak with them from the last time and last period. Stewards are the only independent official, and we are here to apply the regulation to be sure that everything is doing well. We have to verify everything is correct with the track, so the insurance, the permit. We also check for all the drivers if they have the correct license, if everything is correct. The steward panel is composed from a chair of the steward, so he's in charge of all the team. We have another international steward and a national steward. First of all, the race director saw something on track and they ask the race control to check on the video. We have many cameras on track. For example, with the FIA, we have about 40-45 cameras on track. So the race control check. If they found something not correct on the video, they will send a report to the steward. Then we will have a hearing with the driver, asking him what's happened. We explain the report we receive and need some explanation from him. We have a small deliberation between stewards, then we summon again the competitor and the driver, and we give them our decision.
When you go to the stewards, you always go with somebody in your side to try to protect you in the stewards. And you are sometimes nervous because if you are in the stewards, it's because you did something wrong. But always try to speak, make your defense, and they normally listen to you.
Dealing with young drivers is sometimes very difficult. They made some mistakes and sometimes they don't want to recognize the mistakes they made. So they all want to be Formula One driver, and it's sometimes difficult to manage that one.
Going to the stewards room is always pretty nerve-wracking because normally it's not the best news, so we normally go up with Glenn here and we go and fight our case for why we think we should or shouldn't have a penalty, but it's not the best place to go, but yeah, hopefully we won't be there this weekend.
We just give some penalties. We don't give any bonus, anything. So sometimes it's difficult to be a steward. But the pleasure is when we met a driver a few years ago and said to us, you was a very good steward. I met you sometimes, but I learned a lot.
After 2 rounds in Spain and Germany, Alexis Genelay and Philippe Planeta came into the final round of this year's FIA Karting Academy Trophy for senior drivers as race winners. However, neither of them held the points lead. That advantageous position was held by Albi Lapper of the United Kingdom, who after the qualifying heats held a 27-point lead over Genelay. Lapper would start the final third, behind Genelay and pole sitter from Poland, Michael Sajons. 25 laps in Sweden to find the first champion of the day. From lights out, a good start from Sajons gave the Polish driver the lead towards the first chicane. Drivers in the second half of the field had turn 1 troubles. The rest of the field raced on towards turn 4. Sadly, Swedish hopes were over. Jonathan Landstrom, the stranded party from the earlier incident, and out on lap 1. Lap 2, Genelay takes the race lead from Sajons. The Swiss driver needed to win the race to force Lapper to finish at least 6th, otherwise the chances of taking the title in the last round were looking short. Lapper responded with a positive move of his own, down the inside through turn 7 to take 2nd place. Sajons would soon lose 3rd to Planeta, the championship contenders now holding the podium positions. Lap 4, South Africa's Jesse Zwart and Portugal's Jan Rodriguez went wheel to wheel into turn 1, the battle for 14th place going the way of Zwart. With plenty of places to make a move, Germany's Konstantin Papt used turn 9 to take 9th from Argentina's Jose Bautista de Ligt. The first major drama of the final came on lap 5. Turn 7 the scene for a clash between pole sitter Sajons and Planeta. In a moment, Czechia's hopes for the title were over. Having needed to overturn a sizable deficit to Lapper in the points, Planeta was left with nothing to do but accept and lock his kart from Sajons's. The fourth retirement of the final came on lap 8. Prokor Solokotsev's machine hitting problems and losing a chance of adding to the solitary championship point they earned in the qualifying heat stage. Back at the front, Genelay led from Lapper. Lapper knew the positions held on lap 10 would be more than enough for the title, and therefore was happy to hold position and continue to see the field spread grow to those behind. Lap 15, Alex Desario's move on Xiaozhenqi took the Italian momentarily up to 11th place. With Planeta out of the race, Desario had a good chance of taking 3rd in the final championship standings. However, China's driver had their own ambitions of securing a best result of the season so far. Desario's second attempt into turn 4 produced a firmer result, 11 places gained by the Italian. Zhengqi found themselves straight into another scrap, this time with Norway's Sebastian Grøndal-Eels and Brazil's Marcela Assumpção. The 3 drivers trading 12th place back and forth and encouraging the likes of Turkey's Saab Kale and round 1 podium finisher Estonia's Oliver Kerg to get involved in the battle through the technical second sector. More overtakes into turn 7, Derek Varga of the United States of America and Belgium's Flavio Cara both gaining spots in the second half of the field on lap 17. Cara would go for another move 2 laps later into turn 12, but not be so successful. Clattering into the side of Luis Cifra of the Dominican Republic, Cifra would retire soon after and be later joined by Vargo and Cara. 7 retirements in total from the Academy Senior Final. With less than 5 laps to go, Estonia's Oliver Kerg overtook Zhengqi to take 14th place. Grøndal-Eels broke into the top 15 with a firm move through turn 9. Oliver Hjerdrup of Denmark also gained a spot, but would eventually miss out on any more championship points. Genelay led Lapper by 1.7 seconds with a few laps to go. Australia's Liam Carr had driven well. Starting 9th, Carr was on for a best result of the season and a move into the top 5 of the final championship positions. At the end of 25 laps, Switzerland's Alexis Genelay rounded the final corner to take the checkered flag first for the 2nd time this season. Bigger celebrations would be reserved for the driver second, however, as Albi Lapper became the 2026 FIA Karting Academy Trophy Senior Champion. Persistence and consistency were the bedrock to Lapper's triumph. The result gave the United Kingdom their first FIA Karting Academy Trophy winner of any sort since Callum Bradshaw in Junior in 2016. And the victories didn't end there. Post-race, Genelay disqualified for being underweight, making lap of the round winner as well as champion. Car and Finland's Costa Sipala take the remaining podium spots. Tudor Jokin and Simba Matoda finish in the top 5. Delic, Desario, Paps, Kale and Boaz Maximov finish the final round all in the top 10. A final round podium to cap an enthralling championship season. For Liam Carr, just rewards for the hard efforts from the Australian all year. For Lapper, his biggest achievement to date. And for Genelay, a mighty run showing plenty of talent along the way to second place in the championship.
Yeah, it was a good, disappointing in last heat how we dropped the bumper and I had to come in. That probably cost me a chance with these guys, but third is good enough to me and yeah, I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, it's great. I went into it with a bit of confidence and I just relaxed a little bit and it worked, so I'm really happy with my result. I think he's just really fast and trying to keep up with him with just ruin the tyre. I think he's unlocked something that we haven't, so yeah, tried my best but no point trying to catch up.
It really was a magnificent race. I managed the tyres perfectly from start to finish, so my lap times were very consistent. And well, yes, I managed to take the win. New names at the front of the grid for the last OK Junior European Final of 2026. Through the heats, Stan Raczajski, Emerson Mkandjuren and Leon Shalidze had performed best. The destination of the OK Junior European title had been decided during the superheats, with Will Green's points lead stretching ahead of Daniel Miron's ability to score with a win in the final. The final in OK Junior was set for a range of stories to unfold, with Mkandjuren and Raczajski on the front row of the grid. One last dance for the juniors in the European Championship of 2026, with plenty of scores to settle in Sweden. Emerson Mkandjuren gets the better of Raczajski from lights out and would lead the field through the chicane. Several drivers would be out of contention on lap 1. Gone in the early stages, Albert Tam, Max Felder, Xavier Lazaro, Alexander Lazarus, Austin Newsted, Matvey Durganov and Ascari Valle. Mkandjuren broke away from the rest. Leon Shalidze took second place from Priam Bruno going into Sector 3. On to lap 2, the victory lanes of Zach Zhu and Bruno traded fourth place between each other. It was tough going in the early stages for the Belgian as he lost out to several other drivers, including Lucas Palacio bravely trying round the outside. Lap 3, Daniel Miron was looking to rebound after a disappointing result in the superheat. In his quest to secure a second podium of the season, instead of going forward, he was working hard to hold on to third. Palacio's move on due at turn 4 gave the American fourth place on lap 4. Further behind, Green sat 10th, looking to keep it clean and stay out of trouble. Miron lost third to Palacio at turn 7. Champion-elect Green also lost out to Antoine Venant, dropping out the top 10. Out front, Mkandjuren led by 1.1 seconds in uncharted territory for the first-year junior driver. Lap 6, Miron finds himself stuck behind Palacio and frustrated. The gap ahead to Shalidze was up to 2 seconds, a trend that would define the rest of the final for many in the top 10. One lap later, Miron again tries to get past into turn 1. The top speed of Palacio's kart enough to hold on to third place. The defensive work from the Forza Racing driver was causing a traffic jam behind. Priam Bruno running wide out of turn 6 would lose out to Antoine Venant. The Belgian would gain another position by overtaking Gioli Girardello through turn 9. The VDK Racing driver now up into the top 8. A lap later, another move from Venant, passing Mason Robertson at turn 7 for 7th place. Girardello and Bruno had a close call, Bruno ending up on the grass and losing out next to Julian Frasnelli in the Tony kart. Lap 9, Girardello was able to get past Robertson and took 8th place at turn 4. Another positive move for the Italian. Martin Bertolacini became retirement number 9 after suffering issues aboard the Ward Racing Parallel. At the halfway point, Mkandjuren led by 1.3 seconds ahead of Shalidze, both on for personal best FIA race results and well clear of the rest. Will Green's job was to keep his nose clean. Henry Constant-Cuppen and others would get by with Green momentarily over the curbs and grass, but with points already secured earlier in the weekend, his championship position was relatively safe compared to the action in the midfield. Lap 11, Girardello got back ahead of Venant for 7th place with a clean move at turn 7. Matters would change though over the next few laps. By lap 15, Palacio had dropped to 5th, Venant now attacking Miron for 3rd. Venant carried the speed towards the chicane, overtaking with a wonder move past the championship contender. An overtake as spectacular as the pyrotechnics before the finals. Later that lap, a 50-50 move from Miron results in a collision with Venant at turn 12. The clash earns Miron a 5-second penalty. His championship hopes now evaporated. Palazzo returned to third through the final turn. However, he would also receive a 5-second penalty for blocking Miron across the start-finish line. Tribulations in the train behind. Lap 17, Antoine Venant and Julian Frasnelli got together, Venant's side pod detaching from the kart. 2 laps later, the race ends early for Stan Raczajski and Rocco Simone. Others are involved off turn 4 but are able to rejoin. The incident brings the retirement count up to 11. 2 laps to go, Zhu gets past Girardello for 5th place with a cutback through turn 4. Behind them, Robertson and Venant ran side by side. Venant, running without the side pod, had already received the technical flag multiple times and then the black flag. Poor driving by Venant made matters worse. Pushing Girardello off the track at turn 9 cost the Italian crucial points. At the front, the class act of the field, Emerson Macandiuren took his first win in FIA Karting. The Briton had ended his first campaign with the Works Tony Kart team a winner. Chalidze finished second, 3.5 seconds back. It was close on the line for third, less than a second covering drivers down to 9th. With the penalties for many changing the order, Will Green was confirmed 2026 FIA Karting OK Junior European Champion. The Williams Junior driver, in the end, classified 12th in Kristianstad. The final top 10 in junior, Macandiuren wins, announcing himself on the FIA stage. Chalidze takes second place, a superb result for the nation of Georgia. After penalties, Zhu takes third ahead of Frasnelli, up 29 positions, and Robertson. Miguel Manzano gains 26 spots to take 6th. Ava Lawrence, Kumpen, Jarlath Sayer and Alex Malota complete the top 10. A proud moment for Emerson Macandiuren, who rises above the noise to take victory in Sweden. A strong performance for Forza Racing sees Leon Chalidze take second. Is the Tony Kart victory for the Briton the sign of things to come?
I got in front of Miron, started defending for a little bit. I got a break, and then it was just us two. He decided to lunge me into turn 6, but other than that, I think it was a good race. Just started defending the whole race, so it was good.
Yeah, I was from the start. The McAndrew was too far, and I cannot catch him. And in the first laps, I was trying to catch him, and I spent my my tires in the first laps. And after, I was slower and slower, and finished P2. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a special moment. I'd love to thank my mechanic Georgie. He's been amazing this week. So pleased with the result and can't wait to celebrate. Just trying to focus on myself, not on anyone else. Just pushing to be the best I can be, and then yeah.
After countless heats, 3 finals and visits to Italy, Spain and Germany, the stage was set in Sweden for the crowning of a new FIA Karting European Champion in OK. Noah Baglin knew a single point in the final would be enough to secure the title. In contrast, Zach Drummond needed to win the final, set the fastest lap and hope Baglin finished lower than 15th. A tall order for the Scot, compounded by him set to start 25th. Baglin would start third, behind a front row of Henry Domain and William Calleja. For the last time in the 2026 European Championship, the final in OK got underway. Australia's William Calleja got the best of Henry Domain of the UK down towards turn 1. More problems towards the chicane, with a multitude of drivers spinning or taking to the grass. Davide Battaro's torrid season was over for Calicart in a flash. Bosco Arias and Giacomo Giusto joined the Italian on the sidelines. Evan Purcell was also caught out in the melee. A second incident on lap 1 delayed Aston Sharp and put Filippo Sala on the sidelines as well. Lap 2, Dean Hoogendoorn passed Henry Domain through turn 4 for 3rd place. The Dutch driver looking for a first podium of the season. Domain battled with Emiliano Hernandez. Both lost out to Baglin, who got past with a deft piece of driving. Drummond was also on the charge, throwing caution to the wind and up at an astonishing 18 places in the first 2 laps. Behind the Scot, Nicolo Kuman, Zach Green, Bruno Blanco and Mika Runitz were all involved in a scrap for the minor positions inside the top 10. Lap 3, Baglin uses the best spot on the track to make a move as the place to take 3rd from former teammate and 2025 OK Junior rival Hoogendoorn. A satisfying move for the champion-elect who was on his way. After losing out 2 laps prior at the same corner, Domain passed Hoogendoorn for 4th. A good response from the MP Motorsport driver. Drummond needed points. An overtake past Gustavo Marquez put him up to the top 6. The run to turn 7 would not help his cause. Clashing with Nicolo Kuman, running over the Italian's rear bumper, Fusion Motorsports driver lost several positions in the process. Kuman's cause would be as good as over as well, pulling off track with damage to the rear bodywork of his Parolin and falling well down the order. Now running 11th, Drummond could see the title shot fading. Behind him, Energy Corsa's Lev Krutilov battled with Blanco for 12th place at the start of lap 6 into turn 1. Michael McGoy also found a way past the Italian. Up the road, Baglin passed Eli Christian for 2nd place at turn 7. The Briton on course to win the European Championship at the same venue he'd won the OK Junior World Championship last autumn. Victory Lane's Nicola Frigg was out on lap 6, becoming the 6th driver to retire from the final. Lap 8, Drummond got back to 8th with a move on Runitz through the final corner. The Scot not throwing the towel in just yet. Later that lap, Krutilov and Benjamin Maniac exchanged 9th place behind Drummond. Hernandez held on to 11th with strong defence from McGoy. Not far behind, Nicholas Schaufler was up 19 spots to 16th. Calleja ran out front with no troubles, 3 seconds clear of Baglin, Christen 3rd and Hoogendoorn by lap 9 running 4th, the Dutch driver back ahead of Domain. The field spread through the first half of the race meant Drummond's championship chances were all but gone. The ever-impressive Krutilov piloted his Energy Corsa kart past the fusion-prepared Kart Republic of Drummond for 8th place on lap number 10. The European Championship challenge would officially end for Drummond on lap 11, pulling off the road with technical problems and taking a rather direct route back to the paddock. It was the end of a weekend that never fully got going for the winner of round 3. His kart ground to a halt in the pit entry. It wouldn't matter to his championship cause, but Drummond would be disqualified from the final for an unsafe manoeuvre. Back on track, lap 12, Thomas Pradier took his Tony kart up into the points at the expense of Runitz. Hoogendoorn caught and passed Christen for 3rd place through turn 7 and set his sights on Baglin. By the halfway stage, Baglin knew the championship was his. Kristianstad set to be the scene of his 2nd FIA Karting Championship victory. The man who'd stopped him taking the OK Junior European crown 1 year prior was 1.7 seconds behind and looking to close in for another battle with his old adversary. Lap 18, Krutilov took 7th off Zach Green at turn 4, 13 positions gained for the Ukrainian. With 19 laps completed, Calleja continued to look set for one of his finest weekends in FIA karting to date. An unhappy final for the Scottish drivers was made even worse as Aston Sharp became the latest retirement on lap 20. The journeys of Nicolo Kuman and Mikkel Runitz came to an abrupt end on lap 22. The Danish driver disqualified for his part in the incident. Both drivers would watch the latter stages from the marshal's post, perhaps contemplating where the season had gone awry. With 25 laps in the books, William Calleja celebrated over the line to take a well-deserved and hard-earned victory. A brilliant display ahead of the new FIA Karting European Champion in OK. Watched by the Kart Republic team and the fans in the stand, it was a red-letter day for both the Australian and Kart Republic's Noah Baglin. Kristianstad 26 was now added to Kristianstad 25 as the scene of Baglin's great triumphs. A 3rd podium of the season to go with the wins in Italy and Spain. Baglin had joined Joe Turney, Ben Hanley, Callum Ilott and Ben Barnacote as British winners of the Premier Direct Drive Class FIA Karting European Championship in the 21st century. Calleja completes a Grand Slam weekend, taking maximum points at every stage, winning every race he competed in. Baglin in 2nd is your new European champion. Hoogendoorn makes a welcome return to the podium. Christen and Domain secure top 5s. Marquez, Krutilov, Maniac, Bianco and Green score well to cap off the season with top 10s. The podium in Kristianstad concludes the European Championship campaign with a double podium for Parolin. Baglin's job is done, leading the European Championship from start to finish. And William Calleja shows what many have known he is capable of for a long time, a dominant performance in Sweden.
Really happy I got that P2 in the championship and obviously P3 in the race. Caught a lot up to Noah in the end. Maybe I was going to get P2, but yeah, it was always difficult from falling back to P5 and then coming back to P3 was always a bit of a struggle, but really happy with the race pace. Obviously, the whole week has been quite rough, but no, really happy.
Yeah, it's amazing. I barely lost last year. I made a couple of mistakes. I think I could have got it last year, but no, we've secured it this year. Amazing, amazing job from the team, Dino, everyone, my mechanic Pablo, also Ferrari. They've done a massive job in this, in the whole season, to be honest. So yeah, it's an amazing achievement, and I've been hunting it for the last like 3 years. So yeah, it's good.
It's been amazing. I mean, Grand Slam, can't really hope for much better. Just the pace has been so good throughout the entire weekend, and once again, big thanks to the team. They've put the kart together, and it's just really worked out for me, and we got what we deserved.
New winners, new champions. Kristianstad 2026 leaves us with Albi Lapper, your new FIA Karting Academy Trophy Senior Champion. Åsum Ring emerges as the newest hopeful for Tony Kart, a tremendous display by a driver in their first year of OK Junior, whilst Will Green takes the European title. In OK, William Calleja will look with confidence towards the World Championships in November. Can he beat the new European champion Baglin again? Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time for more FIA Karting.